Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back. Obviously, I am not in my garden. I am in this garden of heaven, roses. It's incredible. Please meet Charlotte Owendyk.
That's correct.
She is a master rosarian based out of Roseville, California. And Charlotte, you are good friends with Linda Knowles, who is actually your neighbor just down the street.
That's correct.
And so how long have you lived here?
Almost 40 years. It'll be 40 years next year.
Wow. And I can see this is a labor of love for you.
Yes, I have about a little over 350 roses, all different kinds, from little micro miniatures all the way up to climbers. I don't have the big ramblers. The biggest rose I have is let's see, that's the yellow rose. It's just dying down, Lady Banks, and that will do 25 feet.
Yes,
and climb up trees.
That is a big one. Wow. So tell me, how big is your property?
I have about 1.2 acres. I don't water all of it, so a portion of it is, I call it my back 40, and I have some raised vegetable beds, but everything else I play in my yard.
And you do it yourself.
Yes, I do it all. I just have a man come and, very sweet guy, come and mow, and he trims some bushes, and I do everything else. I love all kinds of plants, not just roses, but roses are the backdrop for the florals. I love flowers. I love color.
Yes.
So you'll see, I mix it with a lot of different things. I have green mulch. I love Angelita sedum.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you have it now too.
Love
and now you see how I use it. I've been using it for years now, a good 20 years.
Yeah.
I found it and I said, oh, I love this, because I looked at some of that and I thought this would be a great ground cover, but it's really nice. It has air roots. So I can pull it up and it doesn't come up with a bunch of soil. That's it. It's wonderful.
And you call it green mulch, which I just
call
love.
it green mulch. Instead of getting compost and stuff, it's perfect because it keeps the soil cool. When it drops its older leaves down, it helps regenerate the soil when it decomposes. It's perfect. It's a mulch.
Wow, I love that. And if you see my daughter Shay walking around, she wanted to come too. So.
Well, that's what,
We're all
nice to see someone who enjoys the garden at this age.
Absolutely, absolutely. So why don't you get us started walking around? I mean, and let's just brag about you for a little bit. You've been featured in Garden Gate magazine.
That's right. They did a video tour. They've come and done photography things here too, and it's been fun. It's a interesting journey. I've always liked gardening ever since I was a little kid. There's a story of me when I was 3 years old. I started moving plants, but I didn't realize some of those plants weren't my parents' plants. The neighbors were not too happy. I thought,
how did that end up in your yard?
Yes. I did things like that. Now I give away plants. But
so it's in your blood.
It's in my blood. My mother, she had 2 green thumbs. She could start anything.
Yeah.
And her dad was a real gardener. So that's where it comes. My father, he always put the hardscape in, and then my mother came back behind and he messed it all up, he'd say, and just did all the planting.
She got to do the fun stuff.
Yeah, she got to do the fun stuff.
Like you
That's the design thing, the playing with the colors.
Yes. And look at what you've done with the colors in this garden. I mean, we're just seeing a little bit of it, but my goodness, this is absolutely incredible. So let's get started with this garden.
Well, this is a fun thing. I like to put some like miniatures. This is Sweet Chariot. It has some fragrance. It loves being in a pot. And that's a great thing to have, and it just reblooms all summer long.
It does?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Now, let's say you love roses. I had to come here because this is rose season for us. But you also have a whole bunch of other beautiful plants too.
I love plants, and anyone comes here, they say, you have more than just roses.
Yes, you do. So we were deciding, should we do this tour now or should we do it in a month when something else?
It doesn't make a difference. You missed the daffodil season.
Oh my God. And then you were telling me the other day about the ranunculus, and I was like,
I bet
that was beautiful.
So I have a little bit of everything because I like to play. I love to go shopping at a nursery.
Yeah.
I just like to stroll. Sometimes I don't end up with things.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just fall into my shopping cart.
Just to see what is there.
I like to see things unusual. In fact, we were talking about Biden's, which is a really great, and we treat it as an annual. It can be if you're really in a Southern California, maybe you can treat it as a perennial, but it was a really nice thing. They have it in pink and white.
That's
I've only ever seen it yellow. And as soon as I saw it pink, I said, I got to have that. I bought 4.
Wow, that's so fun. And then hopefully those bulbs that we saw yesterday were still blooming.
Yeah.
Are those guys, you have to point those out too. The ones you got from Green Acres. I'll show you once we get to it.
The ones over there on the side. Yes. I picked a whole batch of those and brought them in the house. I've got a vase full.
Let's go look at them real quick. I don't even know where to start with this garden. You have this beautiful
Let's
pool.
just start walking around.
Okay.
You can see I've got clematis. There's 2 clematis here. There's an Ito peony.
This is incredible. Do you know the name of this one?
It's called, I have a label.
Look at you.
It's Takara. It's called Treasure Peony.
Treasure Peony. It's beautiful. And then we have to point out, so I was here yesterday because I was filming Linda's garden, which is her neighbor. I will link that video in the description down below. But we ended up taking too much time in the sunset too far. But I came here to kind of get a sneak peek at everything. And there's a couple plants here that
That's a double clematis. And later in the season, it'll be a single one.
Look at this clematis. I mean, look at this. It is so beautiful, Charlotte.
It's twice as many blooms as yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
It's just popping. This year has been such a big year. And this is
I'm going to put it on the screen right now.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying and I can see the word in my head. But
I can't, I keep on going to how to pronounce it and I always forget. So
it's beautiful.
And this is an inexpensive bulb. It only blooms once during the season, but it's magnificent. And it's instead of a grass, this is really lovely. And it's great to mix with other bouquets. I like it because roses are kind of round in shape.
Yeah.
I put a couple of those in that. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
But I had several that were kind of laying flat, so I picked them all. I got a big vase of it. It's just stunning.
So beautiful. And it's so interesting, too.
It comes in other colors besides this white. I bought this maybe 20 years ago. I had no idea what it was. Wow. I thought it was, I think, on sale. I plopped it in. And I go, everybody stops and sees it whenever it's blooming because it's eye-catching.
So then it has naturalized for you.
Yes. Okay. This is multiplied.
Okay. All right. Good to know. I mean, that's always wonderful. And then having the pansies underneath
and this is a succulent. It's called Mexican Snowball.
Wow.
I love it. It needs shade in the afternoon because we have 100+ degree days and it'll burn up then. Because it's too hot.
You could almost call this another green mulch.
That's correct. It's just spreading. And I actually thin it out because I don't want, it's right next to a azalea that's getting ready to bloom.
Oh, okay.
And those are coral bells. And they're variegated. So it adds a nice little color. And I said, well, I have all these Mexican snowballs. I just added a lane. And this gets afternoon sun, so it'll do just fine.
It is just so stunningly beautiful. And you can just
It's just playing around with things.
And you have all your primrose
I do that every winter because it's a bright spot of color during December and stuff. And just like I'll have, Christmas cacti. Yeah. Also.
Yes.
And they're resting right now in the front, my front patio.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it comes out every Christmas.
I love that. So this is a very Victorian thing to do.
Yes, they do that in England. Yes. And I saw that and I said,
did you see the Victorian BBC garden show?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And they had the shelves with all.
Oh, you see that? I went on a garden tour.
Of course you
did. And Sissy Hurst, she walks through the gate and there's this thing and there are all kinds of different, I've seen primroses there. They change it periodically.
Yeah. Just the collections in the tiny terracotta pots is very, very English, Victorian English.
And I also like to do odd numbers. So there's 5. Notice there's basically, these are those are plants I'm going to give to someone.
But 5, I see what you're saying. I love
it looks better. And somebody gave me this beautiful succulent, so
it's gorgeous.
And I love the variation in color. And this is a salvia that overwintered from last year. Wow. And I decided I like agapanthus, but the English, because they can't grow them outdoors and they don't overwinter, they die. Yeah. They bring them in their greenhouses. But here they go crazy.
They get huge.
They get huge, and they're just, so I put them in pots just like the English do, and this is wonderful.
I like that. I love that idea.
And so I picked, you know, they've got so many pretty varieties now.
Yes.
So that way I had dwarf ones around the pool, and it was wonderful, but
I mean, we have them in our parking lots, and so they don't have that same beauty.
You know, I talked to Linda, and we're talking about, you've seen Linda's on the previous video, and she says oleanders in Italy are beautiful. Here we think of them as highway plants.
They're on the sides of the freeway and the highway, and we don't appreciate them.
We don't.
Just like we don't appreciate the agapanthus, but I do like you putting it in pots.
And it's
really
a great idea. And it looks nice, and then you pick a special pot that it works with.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it.
And just like that pot.
I have to say, I love what you've done with this pot. So, like, is this just a tree stump, or did you cut
It's a tree stump.
Wow.
And, you know, that's what you do with tree stumps.
It's just so beautiful. I just love it. And there are so many pollinators.
That's a lovely kind of a geranium. And look at all the bees.
It's just, it's alive. They're all over the place.
Yeah, they're all over.
I am going to copy you with that pot, Charlotte, for sure. So let's see.
And I have a little bit of everything. There's Japanese forest grass. There's what's that name?
Virginia.
Yes, Virginia.
Virginia.
And then I've got some lilies.
Right
and
there.
That's the white one, the Casablanca.
Oh, pretty.
And I've had those there 20 years, and they're just stunning when they bloom. They're all along here.
Okay, so follow-up garden tour. Just kidding.
And this is a hydrangea. And you know what? I bought it. They said it would be it's called peewee. Okay. And they said it would only be 2 feet.
Yeah, not in California. Not in California. No way.
That's crazy. But that's the shadier part of my garden.
Okay.
Then we have more roses, and I've just kind of mixed in. One of the things that everybody always finds so delightful is all my Johnny Jump Ups.
I'm so glad you're talking about these. Tell us about them.
Oh, that's a cute little story. I never bought any.
That's just crazy.
I bought just a package of large, big, fat pansies.
Yeah.
And apparently there are 1 or 2 that were in that. And I said, oh, this is kind of cute. I didn't know I had that. And then I said, oh, but it was only in one little spot, like a 1 by 1, just 1 or 2 little plants.
Yeah.
So and they get leggier. They start off really short.
Yeah.
And by the time that they get really rangy, they're about 2 feet tall.
They're so beautiful. And you've put them,
I didn't put them.
Oh, they just spread?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
The only thing I do is I edit. I take it out, or if they're getting too rangy or there's too many, I thin them.
Yeah.
So everything I do now, my garden is 40 years old. I edit. Now I have been going through, like this area got reworked last summer, and I cleaned it out and put new things in it. The roses stayed the same, but I kind of rototilled portions of it just because there's some tree roots in there.
Just to freshen everything
freshen it up, and I had more compost and stuff. Yeah. I lined it with the moss rocks and everything.
Oh, they're beautiful. I love the rocks on the edge
I love that. And I just go down to the local the nursery that carries these for me, and they load it up for me, and then I offload it, and then I place them.
You are just you are a gardener's gardener for sure. Yeah. Like you are out.
I do it myself.
I can imagine you just being out
here. My husband says, "Why are you doing that? Why do you get those things in your head?"
Because we love it. Because and you can obviously
look
at her garden, you guys.
Oh, look at the one, the climbers that's going there. And here's Eden. And Night Owl.
Oh, let's give Eden.
She likes to nod down and look at you.
Oh my gosh.
If you look up there, she's just going to town right now. Yeah. See?
It is absolutely Eden's time. And this is Night Owl?
This is Night Owl.
Oh, interesting. So she's like a single.
Oh, she's a single, and she's really dark, and she's really pretty.
I love how you've put 2 separate ones on each arch.
Oh, yeah.
That makes it so fun.
And there's a clematis in there. I think it's white. Wow. So that's in there. There was a clematis in there, but I think it got kind of overwhelmed. This is 4th of July, which is a pretty rose.
So pretty. Yes. So beautiful.
And then there's some you can see there's more in there. That area is going to get reworked. But I like these hardy geraniums on the base. I've got Stoke asters. This is Stokes aster.
Oh, yes.
And that gets purple and they'll bloom later in the summer.
Oh, that's so interesting. I want to add this into my garden. I
have
found out about it.
Oh.
So what is this one? It's about to go crazy.
This one, ooh, now you're asking me. This is Lavender Lassie.
Wow. This one has so many buds on it.
It goes crazy.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy.
And this one doesn't have too many thorns on it either. So,
there's one.
Yeah, it's not even opened all the way.
Beautiful.
So it'll be fuller when it gets. Oh, this one's a fun one. See this one? Look at the petals.
Oh, you're right.
It's called ketchup and mustard.
I was going to say that looks like ketchup and mustard.
It's a week's rose.
Wow.
And
that's so beautiful.
They called it, as the working name when they hybridized this, they called it ketchup and mustard. And the marketing department had one name all set up for it. And then Tom Caruth, who's the hybridizer of it, he came and talked to our Rose Society. And he says, yeah, and he's showing this new introduction they're going to make. And he says, well, they're going to name it this. And we said, no, that's not a good name. He says, the working name was, that's the name.
That's the name. Oh my God.
Yeah. And so he got enough people from he was surveying all the Rose Societies he was talking to. Good. So they released it as ketchup and mustard. And it's been one of the #1 sellers.
It really has, because I've seen this one before.
Oh,
I love that they took your guys' advice.
Look how beautiful the back of the petal is.
Yeah. And
it's stunning when it's a single.
I would remember it is because it's called ketchup and mustard.
That's
and then
right.
It's like, yes, of course I have to have ketchup and mustard in my garden.
Some roses have an association. Like this one's firefighter because it's really tall.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it was named after the firefighters for 9/11. In memoriam. But that's a wonderful red rose because it's extremely fragrant.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it will, look at it. Look how it's tall, but look at all the number of blooms. And generally it's one bloom per stem. Here's another one.
Healthy these roses are.
This is Dick Clark.
Dick Clark. Oh my God.
American Bandstand.
Of course. What is this one? Is this Sally Holmes back there? The white one?
Yes, that's Sally Holmes.
So beautiful.
I love. You know, what I love, look at these. And look at these buds.
Look at this. Look at this whole
How
thing.
pretty.
That is.
Like in there. You know what these little things, it reminds me of a ballet shoe.
Oh,
with a point.
Yes. It's that perfect color of a ballet slipper.
I just look at that. You just see that. And it likes, single roses are really great to have. You can put them in, this is in part shade.
Wow.
And it doesn't have a problem blooming.
Look how happy it is.
The fewer petals you have on the rose, the less sun you need to make it bloom.
Thank you for saying that, because I did not know that.
So if you have some that this one is in more sun, it has a lot more petals.
It needs more petals.
And look at this one. This is called Black Magic.
Wow. That is beautiful. Charlotte, I never thought I needed Sally Holmes in my garden.
Oh,
but now that I see this, I need Sally Holmes.
Oh, I have another one. And you actually can see it. Can you see it?
Oh my gosh. Can you guys see that right there?
That white tower.
Oh my God.
That's Sally Holmes.
Wow.
It's on a obelisk, and I wrap it around the obelisk.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like that for months on end.
Oh my gosh. You know what I love about you? You obviously love color. I mean, this is like a riot of color in your garden. Yep. And when you sit here and you look at it, it's all the pinks come up. Oh, then the reds. Then you see some purples.
Oh, yeah. You can look down there and you can see all the color. Look at this.
It's incredible.
And then I like to do splashes of blue. So there's a blue umbrella, some blue pots.
Yes.
Everything.
You have the blue steel balls, which we'll show everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Those are beautiful.
And this is a feverfew that's considered an herb. It has daisy-like flowers.
Oh, fun.
And
what a fun companion.
It's a great companion plant. I love the color chartreuse.
Yes.
And you'll see that color in my garden. That's Angelita sedum is chartreuse.
Yes.
That's a funny sedum. The more sun it has, the more chartreuse it is.
Yes.
In the shade, it's green.
Yes, yes. And it's so interesting.
And the other thing too, and when you have a variegated plant or someone that's chartreuse, they grow slower than the green version.
What?
Because they have less chlorophyll in them.
Oh my gosh, I never
Yeah.
knew that.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, I do a lot of companion plants, and if I have a choice between a variegated and a non-variegated plant, because I fertilize my roses so much because they need more extra oomph, I'll put the variegated one in.
Just because so it
grows slower, so it won't be a thug.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we've been talking for 10 minutes and you've taught me 8 things already. So.
Yeah. Well, I've been gardening since I've been knee-high to a grasshopper.
And you've been doing talks, right?
Yes.
You and Linda do talks together.
Well, I've been doing talks basically since I became a Rosarian.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, this is corny, but it's an honor to meet you and talk to you and to be here in your garden.
It's just fun for me.
Yes.
It is just, I get to meet a lot of neat people. We get to talk about, I love gardeners.
Yes.
Because they want to share. They have a joy of life.
Yes. I 100% agree with you.
And to me, this is my zen.
Yay.
I had a dear, dear friend who has passed away. She taught art. She was a very lovely artist. And she says, I said, I wish I had more art skill. And she says, what do you mean? You paint and plants.
You absolutely do. What do they say? Gardening is the slowest form of art because it takes a season to go. I mean,
you're
just a patient artist. That's all.
I tell you, it takes a while. And then as it matures, then you start playing more. And it gets actually even more fun.
Yes.
I put a whole new garden together. But I can't wait till next year because I can't wait to see because things will self-sow in my garden. I can't wait to see how it takes over.
I love that.
And then I get to tease it and say, okay, I don't want you here, the plant. I want you there.
Then you get to start doing the fun stuff, which is adjusting and working with nature. I completely get what you're saying. And I
liked it. That's why you'll see, like, these are different hardy geraniums. And, you know, this batch under here, it's white. And over there, I love these.
This one's so pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So gorgeous.
I even have an older version of Shasta daisies.
You do?
I'll have a little bit of everything. Now see how tall these are coming?
Yes.
And another month I'll be pulling this out. This is a beautiful, I wish this one had fragrance, but this one is called Quicksilver.
Oh, yep. I've heard this one.
And it's got, one of the things oftentimes if we see really shiny leaves, we know that's going to be healthy. There's no black spot on that plant at all.
Not one.
So
So I'm sorry, back to the Johnny jump ups. You just pull them all out?
Yeah.
And
actually, this one is already died back.
So it's already released its seeds, so you know it's going to come back next.
Yeah.
Wow. So what do you use for mulch?
Actually, what I've done I've bought in 5 yards or 7 yards of compost from Sierra Nursery and Rock and other places you can get. Yeah. But this, because I wanted to do it in smaller batches as I was doing each bed. Yeah. I just bought soil conditioning from. It's in a the soil conditioner. 3 cubic bag. Yeah. And it's reasonably priced. Yeah. And it has bat guano in it. It has a lot of good stuff. It has some fertilizer in it. So and it has a lot of fir chips. Yeah. That's what you're seeing. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's just soil conditioner. It's just soil conditioner. Okay. Good. Great tip. I actually like it better than the 5 or 7 yards because then I have to do it all at once. It's exhausting. Well, it's heavy too. Yeah, yeah. But this one, I have a garden cart. Yeah. And I just put a bag in there, take my knife to it, and then I just sprinkle it around with a pail. Wow. And that's it. Wow. I fertilize that way using my garden cart and everything. Wow. So I love it. And then here you can see the green mulch. This is the Angelina sedum. Yep. This is incredible. And this one's ready to go. Yeah. So this is what I want my garden to look like, where it has all this green, and then you have this. And see, I always leave a little bit around the base so I can fertilize there. I love it. And so what do? Just go in and grab it and pull it out? That is so easy. I'll show you. It doesn't, it just barely takes anything off. Wow. And if I want to put this in a new area, I just drop it and I'm watering. And it'll root in? Yep. Oh my gosh. That's what amazing. I do. And then you have this. I mean, I know this is not a ground cover tour, but I just have to show off. Let me show off over here. Yeah, you got to show it. It's, like, this is the coolest ground cover I've ever Artemisia. Seen. Artemisia? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Everybody's heard the term Powys Castle. Yes, yes. which is huge. I've grown it here.
Yeah.
Which is, they're lovely. But this is just as soft as this is so soft.
I want this, Charlotte. I want this. I want this.
And
so
I
beautiful.
saw it once. I have a tendency to buy small packages if I see something I find enchanting.
Yeah.
I plant it and then I see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's gorgeous.
So that's why you see patches of different kinds of things. Because I don't want it'd be boring if it was all the same.
I love that you said that. I love that you said that. I mean, I always try and be like, okay, I'm going to do it
They
purple.
tell you should do a nice spread. But, you know, I look at, that's for commercial landscapes.
Yeah.
I'm a gardener.
Or it's for someone who wants a landscape and to be done with it.
Yeah. And some people, that's okay. That would be my husband.
Right. Right. Like, let's put it in all white and purple and be done with it and not touch it again.
But sometimes they do it beautifully.
Yes.
And I love to look on Instagram. I love to look at gardens. I do garden tours. I like to see what other people do. But I like color.
Yeah.
I like flowers.
Yeah.
But I do have some bushes.
Yeah.
I have bushes in the background. I have trees in the background.
I
have a wall of trees back there.
Plenty back here. Let's know. I mean, I'm not here to see those. I'm here to see all this cool stuff.
That's right. Look at this one. This just started opening 2 days ago.
Wow.
Look at the
the buds on this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to not have my shadow in it, but look at this.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of this one?
Oh yeah, that's Perfume Breeze.
Wow.
It's an Italian. It was hybridized in Italy.
Wow.
And they brought it over because look at it. And it has this. The scent just wafts on the breeze that goes around.
Goodness.
But this one doesn't want to go all the way. This is over 15 feet.
Oh, yeah.
So I've added some new ones. And you can see this one's going to make 15 feet. So I have, these all do short little things. And then I've got some long, and there's another long one. Yeah. So I'll cut this here, and then next year it'll go
up and over.
So that's New Dawn. So that's going to cover on that side.
Oh, I love New Dawn.
Yeah.
I love New
Dawn.
So,
you know, I didn't know. I thought it would go.
Yeah.
It's very vigorous, as you can tell, and it blooms. And when it's bloomed, it's stunning.
But how beautiful is that going to look with New Dawn?
Yeah, it'll be mixed. And there's a clematis underneath there, too.
You have the Ville de Lyon one, and that's the one clematis I have in my garden right now.
Yeah,
and
that's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some of the good ones are just great. And this is Scabiosa.
It's beautiful.
I'll mix that in. And
I mean, how gorgeous this blue with the pink right here. Oh my gosh.
I don't have it anywhere else in the garden. I'm thinking I need to put it somewhere else, but I'll get to it. I've got other stuff.
Yeah. And then you have this ground cover.
That's a hardy geranium.
Isn't that
And
so
I just saw that, bought a 4-inch cube, and that root's really easy. I take little cuttings on it and stick it in the ground and make sure it's watered every day for like 2 weeks.
So you only bought one 4-inch cube?
Yep.
And this all?
Yep. It started over there.
You are
and then it's no longer over there.
It's all around here. That's one 4-inch cube. Oh my gosh.
More. Yeah. I have a big lot. If I had bought all these plants,
if you had to buy everything,
I'll do that for shrubs, and I'll do that for roses and trees and things, and something that's a little unusual, but more of a ground cover plant.
Yeah. No, not even going to bother. It's gorgeous.
I inherited one green thumb.
It's absolutely gorgeous. And
I share that back when it's done. I love little power tools, and you can buy them like and it has a little kind of, looks like a barber shear. And you can do it has a longer blade and it has a short blade. This is perfect for the short blade.
Wow.
And I just go like this. And that whole area I can do in less than 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh. And it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful.
Oh, doesn't that look lovely? Filler. It just goes over the moss rock.
It is just stunning, Charlotte. Yeah. You have done such a good job. And isn't propagation fun?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
always nice that people, you do that? Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So I have a mix. Here's a chrysanthemum. This is a real short one.
Beautiful.
And, I planted that rose that one's just getting started. This is the first first place I planted roses.
Oh, wow.
When I first moved here, I picked 12 roses. And you asked me this question. There's only one rose I still have of that 12, and
Really?
that's folklore.
Wow.
And that's that orange
this one right
and
here.
it gets to be 8-10 feet tall every year.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
so,
my
and
gosh.
it's very fragrant.
Do you have help with pruning, or do you do it all yourself too?
It's moi.
My goodness.
I also teach pruning. We have a winter workshop that is awesome.
Really?
We actually rent a large Grange hall that can hold several hundred people. We have someone that explains the basics.
Yeah.
And we teach people how to prune a rose in 3 minutes or less.
Okay, I need to come because
I
can prune a rose, but I'm very nervous about it still.
Most people are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we teach you it's okay.
Right. Yeah.
And we teach you some of the basics, and we show you how to do that. And then we have tables. We have tables of miniature roses that are all been in pots, and we have tables of climbers. Wow. We have tables of floribundas and hybrid teas. You go to whatever table, and you'll be, if you want, I'll be at one of those tables.
Oh my gosh.
I'll hand you my clippers or give you another pair, and we'll walk, and everybody will coach each other, walk you through it.
I'm going to ask you this off camera, but think about it. Maybe doing a video with me in January or something.
Okay, I've done it with Green Acres too.
Yay! Okay, good.
And my cat photobombed it.
I love that. That's amazing.
The rose that we cut is no longer here. I got shovel pruned. In the rose world, if you don't want that rose, we shovel prune it.
Good. I think that that's smart.
I have a criteria. It's got to bloom really good for me. I don't like stingy bloomers.
Yeah, where you get one bloom or something like that.
Not
worth the space in your garden. Absolutely
no, I want
not.
blooms that look at this. These are miniatures. I love miniatures, and they're
miniature.
I have hybrid teas and grandiflors, but then there's some miniatures along with some iris,
which is absolutely gorgeous. All right, tell me about. I mean, this is like
this white geranium is. My mother liked double geraniums. It's got a lot of petals on it. I don't do anything. I plopped it in there. The plant is as old as I've been here.
Wow.
And I've been moving it on. She had it for a long time.
Wow.
She was the type of person, oops, that piece of geranium fell in my purse.
Oops, my bad. Let me pick that up for you. So sorry.
So, just a little piece, 2 or 3 inches.
I love that.
So that geranium has been, my sister has one.
Oh, I love that.
And my sister is 97, still lives in her home, and she has that same white geranium around there.
That's beautiful. So what a wonderful story.
So, yeah. But this used to be all lawn.
Oh, man, Charlotte.
And I added the arches. Not as many as Linda.
Not as many, but...
Look at Candyland. That's the pink and white stripe next to the red one.
I have to show you guys from here because the arches, you can see all 3 colors.
Yep.
Wow, 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 wow. Can you go stand in between?
Sure,
and
I can
smile?
do this. This is Excellence von Schubert, a
wow,
polyantha. And this is Claire Matine.
Wow.
Isn't this gorgeous?
This is so stunning. This is so stunning.
It's just, look at that.
Look at how many.
This one I love to pick. I'll pick this all summer long.
Wow.
Because it's just a great cut flower.
And then this one, this blue purple color.
Oh, yeah. I just love the look of this.
And your leaves are so healthy. It's crazy. I'm shocked. I'm so impressed.
And I've most of back through here, I have a lot of Austin roses.
Oh, yeah?
And so they're shrub roses. I've got some hybrid teas in here also, and some floribundas, but they're generally larger stature.
Wow.
I love this rose. Look at this. This is really pretty now. That's Princess Anne.
Look at that.
It's fragrant.
Look at that.
It's lovely. And I love look at these colors.
Look at
that. That is May Night.
May Night.
Yes.
Salvia. And then you have the Salvia bonariensis.
Yes, that's Verbena bonaris.
Oh, Verbena bonariensis. Excuse me.
And they had been reseeded. I've had it for years. I just started with a couple little seeds and I threw it out there. And I just planted it in there. It survived the winter, and it's already tall and high.
it is so beautiful.
So I love the look.
And I love that you don't care that it reseeds itself.
I just pull them out.
I think that's
great. Because it goes in the walkway and I just...
You pull them where you don't want to pull them. And then here's her balls that I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, she loves my balls.
I love her balls.
Here, look at this.
Oh, my God. I love your balls.
They're steel, so they don't break.
Oh, I love them. I mean, they're just such a fun pop, like a fun pop. Like, yeah. I didn't expect to see purple balls when I came back here.
but the best view of this area, if you follow this little path up here, we're going to walk up here. There's an elevation change here. Oh, wow. And then I want you to look down.
Oh, my gosh.
On the roses. This is one of my favorites. Look at this.
Look at this. Which one is this?
This one is called State of Grace.
Wow. This
but
is
look at that.
This is beautiful.
This is the best time. Look at the sun on everything.
Oh, my gosh. I hope it's coming through on my phone. It's stunning. And there you can see Shay over there enjoying it too.
Oh, yeah. She's in my new fragrance garden.
Oh.
That used to be a bunch of fruit trees. And my husband says, I can't eat 200 prunes a day because it was very, very big.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
And I gave away a lot of prunes, and I found this really great. That is very fragrant.
I cannot believe it.
Betty White.
Betty White. Wow, Betty. I need a Betty White.
And Betty White is such a good performer. I thought I should shovel prune it, but she's always blooming. She's just a
you can't because when I walked up here, I smelled something and it was like which one? Which one? Okay, it's
Betty White.
It's Betty White,
and she's a fabulous actress anyway.
Yes, you got to give her credit.
Yeah, and this one always gets to be 10 feet tall every year. And this is called Benjamin Britten. It's an Austin rose.
Gosh, look
the coloration's really pretty.
That's almost like a camellia.
Yeah,
it's so interesting.
Yeah, and I do have some fruit trees. This is a Satsumi mandarin.
Oh wow!
And it's got some buds in here.
Love it. Beautiful. I see an orange tree behind here.
Oh yeah, I still got to pick oranges.
Oh
I make a really nice orange cake.
Oh, look at your columbine here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. This garden, it just keeps going.
And there is
Sally Holmes.
Sally Holmes. And look what's in front of it.
Yes.
Paul Eckey.
Wow. This one is like...
Isn't that amazing?
It's stunning.
I saw it in somebody's garden down in Palm Springs. I had to have it.
It looks like a painting, like a watercolor painting.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
It's gorgeous. Yeah. Really beautiful. And here's the Sally Holmes. All right, Sally Holmes, you're going to come in my garden soon. Simply because of your ballet slippers. This is incredible.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. And you can't just think of, see, this is a single rose, but the coloration is what pulls your eye in.
Yeah.
And, this one, again, just stunning.
Oh my
Look at, and this one, I love this one. This is Lady of the Dawn.
Oh, interesting.
Look at that, beautiful. And I've done understory with a Japanese maple.
Oh, look at that Japanese maple.
Yeah, I just put it there and I said, that'd be kind of nice. And
oh my gosh,
that's a red oak, and that's the common, the one that gets fairly. I can't think of the name off the top.
I can't think of it either.
Yeah. I got too many plants. I can't remember them all. That's why I label all my roses.
I
know what to call them.
I'm so impressed with how much you know off the top of your head.
Oh, and this is fun. This is a ground cover.
Clematis.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Arabella.
What?
Yeah, and it just grows, and
it's meant to be a ground cover?
Yes, it doesn't climb.
Gosh.
And look at this. Isn't that lovely?
Beautiful.
And I love it next to the green.
You're another ball. I love your balls.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes. You got to have fun. And you got to do different things with your pots and stuff.
Yes, look at this.
And, I love this one. This is called Phantom. I think it's named after Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, yeah? I could see that.
I love this. Rosarians, I think it's really neat when you see such beautiful stamens and centers like that. They don't last that long. But that's okay.
Yeah.
This is my new garden. Like I said, I had 6 fruit trees. I had 2 apples, a nectarine, a peach, a plum.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been here 40 years.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't eat it all. So some of these roses, that new face, it wasn't blooming. It just started blooming. Now it's really good. It's a shrub rose, but I plant it in the corner and I let it say, okay, let's cover the fence.
Look at that.
That's just field fencing.
Oh my goodness. And then you've got another clematis over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I could just spend
and
hours.
That's Gabriel Oaks right here. That's
right
one of the
here.
newer Austins. Fragrance. This is Eustacia Vi.
Oh, I love that one.
It's so fragrant.
Wow.
That is Memorial Day. It blooms all summer long. Even when it's 100+ degrees.
Wow.
I've got foxgloves in here.
You do.
That's Beverly. Most of these roses are all fragrant.
Wow.
Boy, some of these are going more than I realized.
As you're walking around.
Yeah, I do that. I edit all the time.
But I love seeing that and seeing what you do.
Yeah.
Well, right. I mean, it's just so interesting. Oh, Charlotte, this is incredible.
And I'm going to do my vegetable garden.
Yeah.
My raised beds.
You'll get to it eventually.
Saturday maybe.
Yeah.
I've had some garden tours, so that the regular. And this took priority.
Yeah. So this is a new install, basically.
That's right.
As of what? Last year?
No, this spring.
What?
I started this fall.
What?
Well, actually, 2 years ago, I had to take out tree stumps.
Yeah.
This last year, these pavers were put down.
Wow.
And then
I can't believe this is only a season long, not even a spring.
This is they haven't been, none of these plants, some plants have only been in here a couple of months and others have been in here 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
Except for New Face and Pearly Gates and Beverly. Those were all there. And so was Altismo, which is in the corner.
Okay. Can you show us your little she shed?
I can do that.
I cannot leave.
My husband got a bonus one year, and we had poured the piece of concrete forever. And we said, we'll probably put something where we can put the lawnmower and things like that in there.
Yeah.
And then I got thinking,
good job. Good job. I'm like, yeah, that sounds really nice.
Yeah. So I surfing in the middle of the web in the middle of the night. I look at rose pouring.
Yes, of course.
And that's what we call looking at rose pictures. Anyway, there is a company out of Canada, and I could have a shed built to order.
Oh my gosh.
And I had dimensions of the concrete, and I didn't want it all the way, so that it took up. So it's 9 feet by 14 feet.
It's amazing.
And then I made it a little higher. I added a foot up, and then I put where I wanted windows, and then I said I want French doors.
Let's go see it. I love it. I love it. So first of all, you have this gorgeous arch here with these roses.
Oh yeah, this is the Impressionist, and this is one of my favorites. It's called Purple Splash. Oh. I did an article, and some roses are almost prickleless. It has some prickles down here, but up here there's none.
It's nothing.
Yes, Memorial Day has like 2 or 3 feet where they don't have any prickles.
That's incredible.
So some roses don't, you have to look at them, and they'll have some. We call it the tulip house.
Oh, I love it.
My parents were from the Netherlands, so believe it or not, I saw this weather vane in a garden store, and I said, and it was on sale. Oh my God. And it had a tulip.
You're like,
and I love hummingbirds.
It's mine.
It came home.
And then you had to build the shed around it.
I ordered the cupola, and it sat in a box in the top of the garage for like 2 years.
Oh my God.
My husband says, what's in the box? Oh, nothing, dear. I do this occasionally to my husband. What husband hasn't gone through that?
Right.
So then he said, I have some money. Let's do this. And so I showed him. He says, oh, that's what you really want? Yes. And I said, I'll take all the tools, garden tools out of there, except for a couple things like my rototiller.
Yeah.
And all of them are in here, and I have a little desk.
Oh my gosh.
And I had so much fun.
Oh my
I got the little cabinet from JC clearance thing.
I love
and then I found dish decals, which you just soak in water, and I placed because you'll see there's decoration, floral decorations.
Of course.
So let's go in.
Okay.
It's called the Tulip House.
Okay.
My sister and I decided that was the best name
I think
for
that's
it.
the perfect name. And these
So
beautiful French
look at
doors.
these decals.
Look at how gorgeous this is.
And so it, and there's all my big tools.
Oh my gosh.
I store certain fertilizers, irrigation tools. This has, garden stuff in it.
Of course. Oh my goodness.
So, and here are some of my, these are some of my tools. I have a electric clippers.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Look at how amazing this is.
And, because
what's in here?
Well, one of them has my irrigation stuff in it.
Oh.
It's the lighter one.
Yeah.
And this one has some fertilizer.
Did you paint these or did you?
No, I bought them.
Oh, they're gorgeous. They're
I'm not that talented.
Yeah. You can paint with flowers. And then here's your little desk.
Yes.
Oh, Charlotte.
So.
Oh, Charlotte.
Yeah, I bought those are gladiolas. They're going to a friend. And I have some birdhouses stock. So I got a good sale and I just have a new granddaughter. So it's Oma and Opa and the parents' name and my granddaughter's name.
Congratulations.
So we're going to be putting that.
Aw, that's so sweet. And these baskets are gorgeous.
These are some pictures I've taken.
Oh my goodness.
Of the garden.
I was going to say, are you a photographer?
And my girlfriend's father made that, and she says that belongs in your tulip house. So she gave me that.
Oh my gosh, I love this. I love everything about this.
Now, look at the view.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at how beautiful.
And look at the other window right here.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. There's so many people jealous of you right now that are watching this video. that's my... And you even have skylights, which is huge. That is amazing.
Of course. And it's just everything that I need, backup gloves, little things. You always need a level when you're a gardener.
I can just imagine on a rainy day you being in here.
Oh, I sit there, especially in the spring. I get my computer out here. My husband's, the Wi-Fi's pretty strong.
Yeah.
So I can work in here. And I do a newsletter for the Rose Society.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Charlotte, I just want to say a huge thank you so much for showing us around your garden. I know there's so much more. I'm going to have to come back for another tour for sure because there's so much beautiful stuff.
Well, there's everyone always has a question. So if you ever have a rose question,
okay,
if I can't answer it, I know someone who
can. Oh my gosh, I love that you
That's what we do. A consulting Rosarian's master. We go to gardens. I get emails and I've got all this, black spot on my thing. Don't worry. Just pull them all off, toss them. Don't have your guy spray because it's too late now. It's already infected.
Yeah.
Things like that. That's the kind of question I just got last week.
I love it. So how wonderful. Well, a huge, huge thank you. Thank you for, I know Shay enjoyed walking around.
She's having a good time.
She's having fun.
And she's a very, very nice young lady.
Thank you. I think so too. I appreciate that. I hope you all enjoyed this as much as I did. And I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.
Happy rosing and happy gardening.